guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're still here at Laguna Seca Raceway in sunny California. I have my Rady's Rides hat on because we are ready to get down to the nitty gritty on the vehicle that's next to me. This is the new 2022 Acura TLX, and guess what? It's the return of that iconic badge. This is a TLX Type S. But before we get into this Apex blue covered sports sedan, let's talk about what the heck is going on here. So Acura is bringing it, and they're bringing it, they're doubling down on power, performance, and style. It's that precision crafted performance. Now this vehicle is meant to go up against the likes of BMW, Mercedes, obviously with AMG, Audi, Cadillac, and whoever else wants to step into the ring. And Acura says that they have done it better than the competition, especially when we look at the price point. Now, what's fascinating is that the Type S, that name first appeared all the way back in 2001. It's back, and supposedly back better than ever. So we're gonna find out, is this really the new sports sedan that you should be buying over the BMW M340i, over the Audi S4, the Cadillac CT5-V, and the Mercedes AMG? Let's go ahead and dive in and find out. Right off the bat, I love the redesign of the TLX. They did it for 2021, and going into the 2022 model year, having all this performance with the Type S is what us, you and I, us enthusiasts want. Starting at the front of the business, of course, with that style, looking great, how they took the headlight design with that jewel-like multi-LED beam headlight. You got your chicane daytime running lamps. I love the way they give this track-specific names because we are here at a racetrack. It makes sense. Apex blue, chicane daytime running lamps, drop down, just a little sprinkling of gloss black. But the great news is we have functionality in the corner vents here. So you have flat black. This design is unique to the Type S. Work your way down, you're gonna get a gloss black front splitter. Now, if you're saying to me, Joe, I'm over gloss black. All the competitors, BMW has gloss black, Cadillac, everybody has gloss black. I want something different. Well, the great news is that there's a carbon fiber package that you could have dealer installed that's gonna give you some of those bits from the Acura NSX to take away some of this gloss black. So stay tuned for that when this does arrive at dealerships, and we'll talk about that more when we get inside. But love the functional piece. Not only does it look good, it is functional, and you know what? It's not too much gloss black because they did a great job with doing the flat black on the vents. Now, when we come across that precision crafted performance grille, you're gonna notice an updated grille design. Now, the reason why they did this, it increases airflow to the radiator by 30%. You got your Acura badge, of course, there it is, in person, Type S, that wonderful setup of giving you style and obviously performance. You're gonna have this massive opening in the lower portion of the grille. You're gonna see the intercooler. Obviously, this is the first turbocharged Type S of any type. Isn't that weird? Type S. But anyways, over the years, over the different models, first time to have a turbocharged Type S vehicle of any kind. That gloss black in the center, like I said, nothing too crazy because look at how they went flat black. The one area I'm gonna zonk, just like before, is in the sides here. I wish they would have done something just a little bit sexier, a little bit better looking, maybe even open them up for even increased brake cooling, because that's the one thing. There are larger brakes, but there's no extra cooling to cool those brakes down, especially when you're out on the track. Now, when we get up onto the hood, of course, you got the gloss black surround of the grille, same exact hood, same exact front fascia as your standard TLX, looking great in Apex blue. This is my favorite color. This is the color of choice. You can get the new Tiger Eye color, which is Type S specific, but I'm going this route. Now, coming around the bend, looky what we have. We have these optional sport performance wheels. So they're the Y-spoke wheel to simulate the style and design from the Acura NSX, but guess what? It's also a lighter wheel. 21 pounds lighter. All the four corners of the wheels add up. That's 21 pounds less rotating mass. Gonna give us quicker steering, stronger wheel. We have Brembos, so they're bringing top shelf parts to this TLX Type S. Brembo calipers, that bright red with the Acura badging, pops nicely from that gunmetal gray metallic. That's a 20-inch wheel, and then tires, 255 on the width and a 35 series sidewall, and these are Pirelli P0 summer tires. You have adaptive dampers, all four corners. They did stiffen up the front springs. Nothing really stiffer on the rear because they still want to have good ride quality when you're out enjoying the twisty bits around your commute or driving to work or picking up the kids or whatnot. But definitely nice to have two 20-inch wheels. Standard is a 20-inch, but this is the optional wheel. This is what I'm going to go with the larger rotors, fully ventilated, and of course you're going to get extra bracing, not only at the front, but also at the rear of the car. Now, as we go in that direction towards the rear, you're going to have your Type S badge. And what I like about this compared to the competition, there's not like a ton of fake badges and vents all over the place. It's really, really clean design. And this really is a combination of design work between the studios in California, where they build the vehicle and engineer the vehicle in Ohio, and then of course over in Japan when it comes to that engine and all the engineering that went behind that. Gloss black on the mirror caps, slim and trim on your turn signals. I like the way they kept it simple with the side sill. I don't need a really aggressive side sill extension because of the way that the vehicle is shaped. Compared to the competition, some of them add a bunch of extra pieces to it, and I sometimes think that takes away from the style. This one, it's all crafted very, very nicely from like one block of metal. I really dig that, especially the lower body lines. It shows motion even with the car sitting still. Flat black, little bit of gloss, color match on the door handles. You do have a standard size sunroof. Let me know how you feel about that. Should this have a panoramic sunroof at this price point? But the great news is all that beautiful Apex blue, nice quarter window. When you compare this to the competition, especially the CT5-V, they just put a big piece of gloss black. I like the way it's got the glass back there, flares it out nicely into this rear fender. And I'm telling you right now, if you have not seen my walk-around review of the concept TLX Type S at SEMA back in 2019, they really kept it close to the same style and design. Now coming to the rear, remember we have super handling all-wheel drive. So these rear wheels and tires are just as important because power is going to be going forward and backward. You can see the increased rotor size. I wish they would have went with an actual, 4-piston caliper on the rear, Brembo style. That would have been a nice, instead of your standard sliding caliper setup. But coming to the rear of the vehicle, you do get a nice trunklet spoiler. Remember, you could get this in carbon fiber, dealer installed, looking good in the gloss black, but the carbon fiber would look even better. And that's the same carbon fiber from the NSX. They did a little bit of a smoke show on the rear taillight housings, LED lights with your Type S badge. And then guess what? The biggest thing about the tail end of the business here is not the spoiler. It's not even this diffuser. We got a quad tip exhaust, unique to the Type S. Love the nice angled slash cut. Looks great, and it's an active exhaust, so you can make it louder or quieter depending on the different modes. And talking about modes, this actually has a Sport Plus mode, which is unique to the TLX Type S. Also the brakes, using those electro servos set up from the NSX. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this TLX Type S. All right guys, we got the hood pop. Just like the competition, you are gonna get hood struts underneath the hood to keep that supported. One thing I wanna showcase is look at the air intake here for air to go in to your air box and then be sent right to this V6. Now, one thing that's awesome, this is the first time that this is a Type S with a turbocharger. And here is your turbocharger, single twin scroll turbocharger mounted right up top. The one thing I'm gonna zonk though is this engine cover. Not very sexy to look at. They could have done just a little bit more, but if you are into cars, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this thing has forged rods, forged pistons to make the engine stronger, and 6-bolt mains. So not only do they want this to be a powerful V6 turbocharged engine, and obviously make it a fast Type S. Now, if you want actual numbers, let me give you some numbers. You're looking at that 3-liter V6 turbocharged engine, 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission only. Let me know how you feel about that. I'm zonking it. It would be great to have a 6-speed manual. The good news is there has been the addition of a transmission cooler, and they did go through the whole 10-speed to beef it up. Beefed up clutches. We're talking about a different torque converter. The great news is that when it comes to torque, that premium level of torque, it goes from 1400 RPM all the way up to 5000 RPM. And when we're looking at a speed, you're looking at a top speed, 155 miles per hour. When the transmission is shifting by itself, it actually does automatic rev match downshifts, and it's going to be quicker with the downshifts and of course with the upshifts as well. Now, when looking underneath the hood, one thing I want to point out to you is you could see the extra bracing. That's something that is important. Bracing that's been brought to the front of the vehicle, just like I'm going to show you out back. It goes from shock top mount all the way to the other shock top mount. And when we're looking at the power compared to the competition, you might say, well, Joe, it seems a little weak, especially compared to the BMW M340i. But wait until we drive it. And as you can see, we got TLX Type S's on the racetrack. We're gonna get our turn here on Rady's Rides to go on throttle, but you know what? Before we do, let's fire up this Type S and hear what that active exhaust sounds like. Guys, we're in this 2022 Apex Blue TLX Type S. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I used to have a Type S. I love that car. I polished it every day. I wiped it down with a baby's diaper just to keep it safe. And then guess what? My girlfriend, right before she broke up with me, she wrapped it around a tree. But I'm ready. I'm ready to get back into a Type S. I actually thought I was going to go the German Euro route, but I'm liking what this is bringing. I can't wait to see the on-throttle action. How much is it? Well, guess what? Unfortunately, Acura did not have pricing available during the filming of this, but it should be popping up right there at the bottom of the screen. Let me know what you think about that MSRP. Put it in the comment section, but of course, we're gonna go on with the show. Let's see what you get for the money to the door panels. Lots of great style, just like on your standard TLX. You're gonna get soft touch material. You have that ambient lighting where you could Roy G. Biv it all day long. Aluminum silver panel there, looking classy. Now you'll notice different color to break up the sea of dark material. That's that Orchid color. It's the same material that's taken from the NSX. Obviously you have different choices. Nice to have that unique to the Type S. We also have that ELS Studio 3D sound system, over 700 watts of ear pleasure that you're gonna get. Door pocket's a little tight. Maybe a burrito, one burrito from Chipotle. Hold the guac. You may not even be able to put sour cream, but you can get a bottle of Surge in there and guzzle that down on your journey. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material. I love the contrast stitching. Just like before, you're gonna get that little over 10-inch infotainment system screen. Now, the zonk is, it's not a touch screen. So if you were hoping for that, keep on hoping, but you do have navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course. And my favorite part, the dynamic mode selector switch. So you go in, we're in Sport Plus right now. You could do Sport, you could do normal, but who wants to, look at that. Who wants to be normal? Let's at least go Sport. But on here, on Rady's Rides, we're going Sport Plus. Opens up the exhaust. It's gonna adjust the parameters of the engine, the transmission, the steering, the whole 9 yards of throttle. So you're gonna be able to tune it exactly what kind of driving experience you want. There's more of that silver finish. There's the dynamic mode selector switch. Looking classy. You got standard ventilated and heated seats. So thank you, Acura, for doing that, and dual climate. That's going to control the 10-speed automatic. Let me know what you think about it not having a manual. That is a little bit of a bummer for me. I am going to zonk no manual transmission, but that's how you control your 10-speed. There's that interface trackpad system. It's not a mouse pad. It's an interface pad where you use it just like you would as if you were touching the screen. I promise you, practice makes perfect. Try it out and let me know what you think. Flat black looks fine, no fingerprints. 2 cup holders, we got wireless charging. Nice little palm pad here for your Palm Pilot. More of that Orchid color. Flip this open, what do we got? We got plenty of room in here, and the key fob. So there's your Acura Type S specific key fob. I love touches like that. Love the finishes. And you can easily put 4 baseballs in there. Maybe you got one signed by Jose Canseco, Ken Griffey Jr., Cal Ripken Jr. Maybe you got all the juniors signed on those baseballs. You can fit them in there. You got 2 USBs, an aux jack, and a 12-volt. And then look at the seats. Type S, been stamped there by Acura themselves with the piping perforated. You got some microfiber suede material. Obviously, electric assist for the passenger and the driver. I got plenty of headroom to get my helmet on, to get on the track at Laguna Seca. Standard size sunroof. Put it in the comment section. How do you feel about that? I'm gonna have zonk. It's half of a panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over to this NSX inspired steering wheel? I want to show you behind the business end of this Type S. All right, guys. I'm jonesing to go on throttle in this TLX Type S. That active exhaust sounds so good. But before we do, look at this. You get a nice little aluminum sill panel with that sexy Type S badge there glistening in the California sun. Footbox, perfectly set up. You have a nice large dead pedal to brace yourself as you're going through your twisty bits. Aluminum brake pedal and throttle. And remember, the electro brake system in here, that servo system, is actually borrowed from the NSX. So you're getting a lot of NSX crossover into the Type S. Even the steering, it's electric, but it's belt driven, and it's meant to give you some extra feeling as you're going around those apexes. Seat controls, easy to get to. You got your lower lumbar, you got the bolstering adjustment, plenty of room to get the helmet on, like I said, because look what we have, an NSX inspired steering wheel. Type S badge looking clean, nice flat bottom, the stitch work, 2 different styles of leather. The only thing that's a zonk are these plastic paddles. These are used to go up and down the 10 speed if you're gonna shift manually. I wish they were made out of metal and just a little bit larger, but you do have tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And the gauges I like. You have the old school analog touch with some digital there in the center, boost gauge, a G meter, all the different readouts. I mean, it gives you every different kind of reading that you ever want. Tire pressure, it shows that super handling all-wheel drive. I really like the way they're backlit LED analog gauges with that digital display. But why don't we go ahead? I want to go on throttle. All right, guys, we're in the 2022 Acura TLX Type S. Crazy to be here in California. We're gonna do the street drive portion first, and then we're gonna go on the track. I'm gonna have it in manual shift mode. Of course, we're in Sport Plus, but if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah, look at this. Just trying to do a little bit of twisty bit fun action here. Feeling good. It's crazy just how much engineering they really did to make the Type S have such a unique feel and experience over a TLX A-spec, and definitely over the competition. The shifts are super quick, especially on the downshift. Brake pedal feels amazing, and they did that on purpose. They really wanted you to have a nice rock solid brake pedal similar to the NSX, and obviously something similar that you're going to see in race cars and that whole tracking experience, because they want you to be able to take this and do what you want with it. All right, guys, a little bit more fun. Here we go. Twisty bit fun is what it's all about. On throttle, here we go. Look at that scenery, man. Oh my God. Really, really nice. It really, the feedback is what allows you to feel comfortable. It's not like I've been driving this vehicle for a week. I feel good right now. Especially that super handling all-wheel drive. And I'm glad that they gave all of the TLX Type S's for the media event those optional performance wheels with the summer performance tires, those Pirelli P0s. Really, really smooth, and you feel it pull all the way through the rev range, even with the turbocharger. Now, there is a little bit of lag when you immediately go on throttle at a lower speed, but keeping it for these mountain roads, right in the sweet spot of the rev range, it's instantaneous. And it just instantaneously puts a smile on your face 2 miles wide. It's freaking so cool. So glad to share this with you. This is what it's all about. The cars are awesome, and definitely this TLX is, but the experience is what's even better. But I'm just feeling, I don't know, I just feel much more connected and more comfortable in this vehicle compared to the competition. And it just seems to just talk to me a little bit more to where I could go faster and feel more comfortable. But we're gonna go ahead We're gonna get to Laguna Seca, back to Laguna Seca Raceway, and we're not ready to wrap it up. We are gonna go on track, so stay tuned. I'm gonna get my helmet on, and we're going on throttle on the racetrack at Laguna Seca. I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, here we go, on throttle. Woo! The balance. Here we go. Here we go. On throttle, baby. Good feedback. Loving what the brakes are doing. Really, really nice control. Super smooth. I'm telling you, they did a great job with the chassis dynamics of this car. Following Brian in an NSX. Here we go. All the way out. Corkscrew time. Get ready. We're dropping 3 stories in the corkscrew, guys. 3 stories. Trying to focus, hit my marks. Nice grip from the super handling all-wheel drive. The transmission is behaving. We're just doing automatic. Here we go. Woo! Feeling good. That all-wheel drive, my God! Nice and balanced. The transmission's doing a great job. Brakes feel good. Woo! Alright guys, so now we got our cool down lap. We gotta wrap it up and get back to the pits and wrap this review up. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in a split second. Being back here at Laguna Seca, it's been a while since I've been on track. I won't tell you what year that was, but it's been a while. Great to be with Acura for this media event. I definitely want to thank Chris, Andrew, Karina, the whole team for allowing Rady's Rides access to this Type S at this historic raceway. All of the parts equal to the big sum of what Type S is all about. And if you're looking at the competition from BMW, Cadillac, Audi, and Mercedes-AMG, I think Acura came to play, and they're taking it serious, and you definitely want to add this to your list when looking for that sports sedan to buy. But if you want to keep seeing vehicles like these for the first time here on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the first link, become a Rady's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera, working it like a champ. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. Show her some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.